Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is, what day of the week is it? We don't know. March 20th, 2024, 9:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. A little late, but that's all right. That's okay. Slightly, how tall are you, if you don't mind sharing? It's a good way to start the stream. 6'8", anywhere between 6'2.5" to 6'8". Kind of depends on the day, the shoes I'm wearing, the stretches that I partake in, how many box jumps I did the day before. It is a fluctuating thing, so really kind of depends on what day of the week you see me. You know, that's really what it boils down to. I have to start today's stream with a bit of a rant. They do this every year. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do this every year. It's one of the dumbest things in the fucking world to me. And this year it feels extra dumb. And that is the Major League Baseball League. The Major League Baseball League. The League of Major League Baseball League. Opening up their season at 3 o'clock in the morning. 2 weeks before every other team starts. This genuinely has to be the stupidest thing going right now. Like, I'm being serious. I can't for the life of me get how this is good or a smart decision. Now, I get they're wanting to grow the game, and it's not for the national fans. It's for an international game. You know, it's for international fans. Cool. Do spring training games. The first game of the Major League season should not be happening at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Okay? And it should not be happening a week before every other team plays. Because you want to know the stupidest part about this? One, Shohei Ohtani is the biggest superstar the MLB has had, and I don't even know how long. I have no clue how long it's been since the MLB had a megastar of this magnitude, right? Genuinely, a face of the league, bigger than Griffey? I don't know about that. Maybe since Griffey, though. Or he probably is bigger than Griffey. I don't know. But I was just younger when Griffey was playing, so it made sense to me. But this was his first game as a member of the Dodgers, right? Huge, mega deal in the offseason to go play for the Dodgers, one of the most iconic franchises. This was his first game, kind of a big deal, his first real game. 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is actually wrong? Seriously, what is actually wrong with you? So incredibly stupid, man. So incredibly stupid. I think this is the dumbest thing. And I get it. It's not for real fans. It's real fans. I don't mean to say it like that. It's not for, it's for the international audience. But do this on your spring training game. Okay? Carve out some time in the middle of the season to do it like the NBA does with the Paris games. All right? This is really, really dumb. I really think they're trying to tap into the Asian audience. Well, I have to say, too, this isn't the first time they've done this. They've done. I don't know if they do this every year, but they do this quite often. Where the first game will be somewhere overseas, typically in Asia, I think. And the first real game of the MLB season will start at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is just a bafflingly dumb thing to me. And what makes it even stupider is, of course, you still have spring training games going on. Right? So, you're a baseball mega fan. All right, we're going to watch. We wake up early. We watch this. The MLB season has officially started. The Dodgers are 1-0. All right, well, fast forward a couple hours, and then we have, some dog shit D team player going up against some dog shit F team player in the spring training game. And then to make it even stupider than that, the Dodgers and the Padres who are playing in this game will come back to the United States after this and play in more spring training games. So they will play I don't know how many it is, 2 or 3 real games at 3 o'clock in the morning to start the season, and then come back and play spring training games. I'm sorry. This is the dumbest thing that's happening in sports potentially. We have a couple of candidates. Of course, we have League Pass, maybe integrating gambling directly into the games. That's up there for sure. This is incredibly stupid, in my opinion. The first games of the season happening at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like Shohei Ohtani made his Dodger debut. What if he had a huge game? What if he went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs? Guess who would have, no one would have seen it. I woke up this morning, my friends in one of my group texts were like, oh, what is this? What is this? These MLB, I woke up and there's an MLB game on. What is this? And I'm like, oh, that's the opening fucking game of the season. That's the season has started officially now. Just think it's incredibly stupid. Anyways, that was my mini MLB tangent there. I think this was crazy. Ball went right through his glove. Rangers going back to back. I'm worried about their pitching a little tiny bit, but you know what? Their offense is going to be disgusting. I think their bullpen will be a little bit better than it was last year. And honestly, you get to the trade deadline and hopefully Scherzer's back at that point, but who knows how he's going to look. Maybe Maybe DeGrom can come back in September or something. Late August, September, and close games. That's what I'm looking out for. DeGrom comes back and closes. But get to the trade deadline and you can wheel and deal and fix your rotation. We'll see. Their lineup is going to be fucking disgusting. I know that much for certain. All right, let's get to some NBA talk. The Mavericks win again yesterday. Where is my ESPN thing? Okay. The Mavericks win again yesterday. 6 of their last 7 games, they are winners. We got a little NBA power rankings. Let's look at this real quick. ESPN power ranking. I have yet to see this. I've yet to see even tweets about this. Let's see. Who's going to be number 1? Are they going to have the Nuggets or the Celtics? It's got to be the Celtics. I'm going to try to predict it. Okay. Number 2's got to be the Nuggets. Number 3. Thunder. It's got to be the Thunder, right? Okay. 4. Who would they put it for? The Bucks, maybe? Timberwolves. Okay. Yeah, they've been playing really well. 5's got to be the Bucks then. Okay. This is about where I put the Mavericks. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I might have the Mavericks 6. Let's see who they got. The Cavs. Oh, okay. Okay. This is where I put the Mavs then. Okay, Pelicans. My bad. I'm sorry. The Pelicans definitely deserve to be here. Now, I will say this about the Pelicans. They've been playing really well lately. Their schedule's been a little nuts, but they have been playing really well. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. You're blind by bias. Me too. I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of forgot about the Pelicans. It wasn't anything more serious than that. There wasn't anything more serious than that. But no, the Pelicans' last few games, the Nets last night. The Nets are a fucking joke. Portland, a nice win against the Clippers. Blown out by the Cavs. Atlanta, Philly, Toronto, Indiana, who's been struggling lately, but they split those 2 games. A completely and totally dead New York team. Who was even playing in this Knicks game? Was Brunson even? Was this? No. Here was the starting 5 for the Knicks in this game. Precious, Jericho Sims, Miles McBride, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo. Lost to the Bulls, lost to the Heat, beat Houston, beat Washington, beat Memphis, beat Portland. This is all in the last month plus. I think they've had one actual legit impressive win in a sea of really easy games. But again, you got to give them props for winning the games. So I'm not really trying to take anything away from them, but I am. I am taking some things away from him. In the win against the Clippers, Harden didn't play. I don't know how much that affects things. I mean, definitely a little bit. All right, this has to be the Mavs then at 8, right? I can't think of who it could possibly be. No way. There's just no fucking way. Sorry. If this is an actual power rankings, there's no chance. Sorry. No. Absolutely not. Zero chance. No way. 9 has to be the Mavericks then. Disagree. 10 has to be the Mavericks then. They didn't move? How do they not go up in the rankings? They didn't go up in the rankings? How? Look, the Mavericks are a better team than the Magic. I know the Magic have been rolling lately. They're better. The Mavericks are better than them. The Mavericks are better than this iteration of the Knicks. I know the Knicks have had some impressive wins lately, but OG's hurt again. Like, I'm sorry. They're beat up to hell. It's not fair to them, but it is what it is. We're talking about a power rankings, okay? They're better than the fucking Clippers. The Clippers are a goddamn joke, okay? The Clippers are a joke, all right? Pelicans, that's fair. Cavs, okay. The worst the Mavs can be is 8. It's the worst they can be. 15-5 in their last 20 without the Disney shot. And even then, the Cavaliers lately, man. Since their Mickey Mouse win against the Mavs, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 6? What are we doing here? How did the Cavs move up in the rating? Because Donovan Mitchell's going to be out again. How did they move up? What are we doing here? Is there a better power rankings? NBA power rankings. Is this like the day of the week the NBA power rankings all come out? Is there like one specific day of the week? Oh, wait, this was 2 days ago that says. Whatever. Stupid. Anyways. Mavericks win their 6th game in their last 7 with a, little scary game against the San Antonio Spurs. Was not easy. Their offense really struggled at times in this game, but they do pull out a win. And what was Luka's worst shooting game of his career, it is what it is. Don't think it was the worst game of the season for him. I thought he put on a playmaking clinic, especially in the first half of the game, and forced the Spurs to adjust. And the Spurs did pretty well. But again, this game is not really even close if Luka has an average shooting performance. But the fact that they win regardless is pretty damn good. So we shall take it. Now, of course, this fucking Mavs team, a 7-game stretch where they won 7 games in a row around the trade deadline and after the trade deadline, where they were the number 1 defense in the entire NBA. Then a 7-game stretch where they went, 1 and 6? 2 and 4, whatever it was. 2 and 5 over a 7-game stretch where they were the worst defense in the league immediately after. And now a 7-game stretch, I'm trying to figure out how good has their defense been in this 7-game stretch. Thursday, March 7th. Let's see. Before last night's game, it was, I think, 6th. That's going to be better. 8th? That can't be right. It's going to be better than that, I think. 7th. 7th best defense in the NBA over that stretch. So a 7-game stretch where they won 7 games in a row, best defense in the league. This is on cleaning the glass. So it could be a little bit different. Then a 7-game stretch where they were the worst defense in the league, and then a 7-game stretch where they were the 7th best defense in the league. Make it make sense. As well as being the 7th best offense with the 4th best net rating over that stretch. Make it make sense. Houston's had the 3rd best offense in the league over the last 7 games, by the way. Up and down all over the place. Yeah, if the Mavs perform like a top 10 defense, they're going to be damn near impossible to beat. Wemby was a non-factor offensively in this game. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about in this game. It was kind of an ugly rock fight at times, where both defenses played pretty well, honestly. Like, I thought the Spurs played pretty well defensively. Mavs did as well. And the Mavs escaped with a win. There's no ugly wins this time of the year. There's no moral defeats or moral victories. No moral defeats or moral victories. Although I will say, we'll talk a little bit about this game, the Timberwolves-Nuggets game. I think that was a bit of a moral victory loss. I'll go out on a limb and say the Mavs would have been in trouble if the Spurs had perimeter shooting and we wouldn't have been happy with their defense. They've been shooting the 3-ball much better lately, the Spurs have. And also, they don't have great 3-point shooting, so I'm sure the defense would have been the defensive strategy would have been a little bit different. Yeah, PJ hit a corner 3, so that did happen. So anyway, either way, a nice win. Dante Exum, huge, clutch, net massive. So the Mavericks are taking care of business, man. Taking care of business. 6 of 27 from Luka, and you win the game. Great job. Great job. I've like successfully curated my timeline to where I don't see stands really. I don't see really stands of any player. I think it's the worst fucking thing. But some stands did leak out. Some of these people need to get off of Twitter, man. I'm being dead serious. Like, the way that they talk about the game, the way that they consume the game is not healthy at all. Not healthy. My advice, get the fuck off of the internet, okay? Go outside. Just enjoy watching basketball. I don't understand the sport thing of like just consuming everything through the lens of I only care about one singular player. And I'm not even really singling out any specific stand-up anymore at this point. I only consume things through the lens of one specific player. And like every time I watch a game, every time I watch another team play, it's through the lens of my favorite player. I don't get it at all. The main reason why I say that is because Luka had a terrible game last night shooting-wise, and I saw, like, Shea stands. I saw stands from a bunch of different players shitting all over Luka. It's just like, what a strange way to consume a sport. What a strange way to consume a sport, man. They are kids. There are some of them who are not kids. So you speak in facts, but in reality, I feel the same can be said for fans that are obsessed with their respective teams. Maybe the most purest form to continue the sport is actually loving the sport. No, that's true. It's kind of the same exact thing, right? It's kind of the same thing. But I saw, too, the Thunder game, Mavs lost. I did see like Lucas stands that were just like shitting all over Kyrie and the Mavs for not being able to win this game. I'm like, this is just such a strange way. Like you're almost in a way not even rooting for the team that your player's on if your player's not playing in the game. Like it's just really strange to me. I don't understand it. But also, I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to be born in a major sports city. So I didn't have to like pick a player or follow a player from a certain area. Like I just had a built-in fandom, 4 teams, major sports teams at least. Which is like I follow those teams. That's it. Stand-up is gross. They don't really care about winning. They want their favorite player to be the best no matter what, even if it means they lose. It is a little weird. Not everyone cares how we feel. Hear how we feel to half the world. I'm just helping them make money on DraftKings or whatever. I'm a prop.
At other times too, because I think I mean, obviously what happens on the court is what happens on the court, but like, just life in general, it's important. I think for us as basketball players, as men, to get those things out, because not everybody cares to hear how we feel, or I mean that's just the point blank period. I mean, to half the world, I'm just helping them make money on DraftKings or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm a prop. You know what I mean? Like that's what my social media mostly consists of. You know, I think it's important for us to like have somebody to talk to, and like I think all that stuff is like it can be funny sometimes. And somebody's like, I lost $1,000. I don't give a. You know what I mean? But, I do think that it's important for us to just have conversations with people who really value who we are as human beings, and it's not just sports psychology, but it's our teammates, it's our loved ones, it's people who really look out for our well-being, and that's important for me to just have.
That's pretty funny. Hey, when players making millions of dollars show any sign of being a victim to the fans, I don't think that was bad at all. I mean, it sounded like somebody asked him specifically about seeing a sports psychologist. That felt like a really fine answer. Like a fine answer to me. I mean, we did our big gambling rant yesterday. I don't even know if we talked about it I think we talked about it after I stopped recording. What else happened last night? We had the Magic beat the Hornets. Orlando Magic. Crazy. Bertans gets ejected. There's a fight in the game. Just insane shit going on. Rockets beat the Wizards again. Jalen Green has been hooping in a real serious way. 42 points in this one. 7 of 13 from 3. He's so slick. He had a disgusting and one finish where he changes hands midair. Looks like he's going up for a dunk. And then just a beautiful roll off the glass. I mean, beautiful spin off the glass. Very talented player, man. Very talented. I had him in my top 100 going into the season. Remember that? Has he been a top 100 player this year? Or has he not been consistent enough? He's a big reason why they've had the best or the third best offense in the league over their last 8 games. The Rockets. Oh, I guess he didn't change hands, but you get what I'm saying. Bro. Insane finish, man. Insane. He's been balling out lately. The Rockets continue to win. I'm telling you, if I were the Lakers fan or a Warriors fan, I'm feeling a little uneasy. Zion had an insane dunk in this game against the Nets. An insane dunk. Could they take the 10 seed from the Warriors? It's not impossible. They play each other again. Yeah, Zion's. This shit doesn't even make sense from a physical standpoint. Let's just pause. Good Lord. Oh my God. Good Lord. The Nets are fucking terrible. They're poo-poo. And then the Nuggets-Timberwolves. What a game this was, huh? Looked like the Timberwolves were going to escape with a massive win. With no Cat, no Gobert. Anthony Edwards was balling, and then the Nuggets just turned it on. And I mean, turned it the fuck on. Jokic hit a crazy 3. MPJ went nuts. Makes it even more impressive the Mavericks survived that a couple days ago. That was a fun game. This had like a playoff atmosphere. The crowd was incredible. She's 52% from 3. I will say that, well, I can't say that the score was a little bit closer than it felt, because Anthony Edwards had like an incredible look to tie the game. Like it wasn't like this was completely and totally fake. Ant got as clean of a look as you could possibly hope in this moment. They should have fouled right there. I mean, it's hard to get a better look than that. But there was some insane, like, Jaden McDaniels. How many points did he finish with? 26? How many threes did he have in the last, like, 2 minutes of the game? Like, the Nuggets were up by, like, 8, and it was a free throw game. And then Jaden McDaniels just went nuclear from 3. It was a fun game. The crowd was on their feet. Pretty much the entire fucking game, it felt like. I mean, incredible atmosphere. I can't see a world in which this postseason is not incredible. I think it's ultimately going to be the Nuggets and Celtics. Like, I don't think there's going to be, especially if the Nuggets are the 1 seed, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of doubt there. You see the Nuggets start to pull away, kind of methodical. Okay. Boom. Michael Porter Jr. 3. I'm sorry, 2. This is the Jokic crazy 3. All right. The Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels. Crazy. Whoa, what's this? What the hell am I looking at? I don't know what some of these stats mean. Show shot making variance. Oh, you make this? This is interesting. I like that. So is expected what their typical shooting numbers would be there? Expected makes for that given shot type. Pretty interesting. There was the Mavericks Warriors series in the Western Conference Finals a few years ago. The Mavericks won like every single game by shot quality numbers. So the Nuggets shot making was incredible, basically. Is what we're trying to get at. Nuggets shot making incredible last night. Now is this based off of their shooting percentages or just league wide? Just league wide, not player specific. So good teams will typically be 5 points or so above expected. Pretty interesting. You do this for every game? See the Mavs. Spurs shot making was terrible. Mavs not that bad actually. Not as bad as I was expecting. Dominating in the paint again. Open threes. Yeah, it's been a fucking problem. That's pretty cool. So both teams were poopy offensively last night. Well, that matches the eye test. That matches the eye test. All right. Who's wanting me to look at the playoff race thing? Is there a playoff bracket? Playoff picture? All right, here's where the standings are currently. With about a month left. About 13 or so games for most teams, it feels like, around there. The season we're in today, the Thunder would be the 1 seed. Nuggets would be the 2 seed. So if you're in that 7-8 play-in game, winning it is. Do we think it's possible that teams would straight up tank a 2-7, like a 7-8 play-in game? Yeah, that would be a little too much, I think. That would be funny though. I was like, oh, Kevin Durant's out. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, KD's ankle's hurting him. Oh, 20 minutes later. Actually, Luka's hamstring's bothering him. He's out. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Kyrie's out. Like the basketball gods will not look kindly on you after that. Pelicans Clippers would be a fun first round series. Right now, this is a bad layout in the West. I just got to be real with you. Let's go ahead and get serious. All right. Here's what I would want to see: Nuggets 1 seed, Timberwolves 2 seed, Thunder as the 3 seed. Now, this is my ideal, incredible first round matchups scenario. So you got the Nuggets as the 1 seed. Let's have the Lakers be the 8 seed. So you got Lakers Nuggets round 1. Timberwolves as the 2 seed. Let's get the well, hold on a second. My actual ideal thing would be the Suns somehow falling into the 9-10 game. And the Lakers moving into the 7-8 game. Nuggets 1 seed versus Suns in round 1. Timberwolves 2 seed versus Lakers in round 1. Thunder, Mavericks round 1. And Pelicans, Clippers. That's the best one. That's the best one. That's a really fun first round. Every single series is incredible. Every single series is fun. The East, I think the Western Conference postseason is going to be incredible. The East, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if the Celtics lost one game before the finals, would that surprise anybody? If the Celtics were 12-1 going into the finals, would that shock anybody? If they got the Heat first round, that would be pretty hilarious, actually. Them going up against the Heat again would be funny. I can't lie. Knicks Magic, that's kind of a fun one. That one might be a little bit more frisky than you think. Cavs Sixers, if Embiid's back, that's pretty fun too, actually. Bucks versus Heat would be good. I think the Heat actually have a serious chance to win that series. If the Celtics lose to the Heat round one, like if they lose to the Heat if the Celtics lose in round one, I don't know what you do. I was going to say you burn it down, but you definitely don't do that because you're going to win like 66 games. But you do something. If the Bucks lose round one to the Heat again, I don't know what happens then either. Wait, so 8, 9, and 10 have a second chance if they lose? No, only 7 and 8. 9, 10 have to win each playing game they play in. All right, I want to close out this talking about something that popped up that people were yelling at on Twitter yesterday. Nate Jones. He had a tweet that everybody loved. Who? Nate Jones. I actually think League Pass is a net negative for the NBA. Now, first sentence there, you think to yourself, okay, is this in relation to the gambling? In which case, I could see that being true in the future. Or is it maybe saying like, hey, the League Pass is kind of garbage product, like it's kind of bad for the NBA, the blackouts and stuff like that. Okay, I can kind of get where you're going from. Too much access to games has made games carry less weight, meaning, I think if you're going to have League Pass, it should be very expensive, except for maybe 1 or 2 days a week. What? Basically, you can buy a Basketball Night in America package for a reasonable price, or you can buy the full package for a very expensive number. Okay. So, this is people consuming NBA product is bad for NBA. Yeah, this is not a smart conclusion to jump to. However, I have to say, what he's mad about is not League Pass existing. That's a fucking stupid conclusion to jump to. What he's mad about, and it's what I've been saying now for months, is that there's maybe a little too many games, and there's just sort of an oversaturation of them. And you get like the nights where there's 11 games, it can be very overwhelming. And it does make it feel as if maybe the games don't carry that much weight. What he actually wants is the league to shorten the season and space out the games. That's what he's actually wanting. I don't get the league, make a League Pass, keep it 82 games, but make a League Pass more expensive. You got to understand, League Pass isn't some super popular product. I mean, it is, but the overwhelming majority of people are not hopping on League Pass on a fucking Tuesday night to watch the Nets and Pelicans. Like, they're just not doing it. Most people are not doing it. But a solution would just change League Pass and not change the schedule. That's not what he's saying. Well, his problem is that it feels like the games don't have much meaning and they don't matter. Right? And he feels like the reason could be because League Pass is so available and people can just watch any game. But the real problem is that there's 82 games. That's the problem. There's 82 games. Teams some nights play back-to-back, sometimes play back-to-back, sometimes they play 2 days later. So, yeah, whenever you do lose a game, it doesn't have that NFL type feel where it's like, oh, my fucking God, I have to sit here and think about this game for the next 5 to 6 days. You just play again the next night or 2 nights or a night later. So it's like the Mavs beat the Nuggets on Sunday. Jubilation. I mean, incredible. That's like an NFL team getting a huge win. Like, you could spend the next 5 days celebrating that. If the Mavs lost to the Spurs last night, that shit's out the window. Like, you had one fun day. You know what I mean? I do think there's could be a lot of benefit from shortening the season and keeping the calendar length the same and spreading games out. People watch recaps. I mean, I watched a little bit of the start of the Rockets-Wizards game last night before the Mavs played, but I went back and I watched just the Jalen Green highlights today. Imagine the Mavs playing once or twice a week. That would suck. 82 games in a postseason is fine. Now there's an NBA Cup as well. I think they're going to come off of 82 at some point. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know how they're going to make it work financially. I think they're going to do it, though. At some point. Maybe not in the near future, but at some point they will. At some point they will. Two more teams? Maybe. Maybe expansion's an excuse to do it. NBA functions off volume. NBA dominates social media. NFL has 6 days off where it's just talking heads trying to get clips. NBA has legit highlights every night. But see, like, my thing is, you can still do that. There are nights in the NBA where there are 13 games. Like, that doesn't need to happen, I don't think. That's too much. It makes it literally impossible to follow along. Spaced out the games, you could still have 4 games every single night. 3 to 4 games every single night. Where you still are the talk of the town. I know, it'll skew all-time records and stuff. I know. That's always a dilemma. $13 games mean 13 stadiums filled up with revenue-producing customers. Yeah, that's the problem, too. I don't know. See, we're in a good part of the season now. There's like the dog days are like January, February-ish. Those are like the dog days. Maybe early March. But like late March through April is where like shit really ramps up again. I don't know. Making League Pass more expensive, I don't get how that changes anything at all. I think I'd go the opposite direction. Making League Pass more available, I think, would help out quite a bit more. Make League Pass more available. And the crunch time, they try, polish up that product a little bit. Have like an actual bounce around show available that you could watch that takes you from game to game. The problem is like the NBA is too fast moving. Like the NFL can do that because I think they have like 7 minutes of actual fucking game time during a 3-hour game. Like there's actually like 7 minutes worth of plays. You think having 70 games instead of 82 eliminates meaningless games? You're delusional. Yeah, there'll always be meaningless. I mean, there's meaningless games in a 17-game NFL schedule. I'm more saying from a TV side of things, space out the games, 4 games a night. It makes it easier for the consumer to follow along and really know what's going on. Start the season 1 to 2 weeks earlier and get rid of back-to-backs. Did you hear Nico Harris and Daryl Morey at MIT Sloan Conference on team building and communication between fans, ownership, and media? I did not. Slightly, let's talk about the MVP ladder, man. What's there to talk about? Did a new one drop or something? Did a new one drop? They already started the season. SGA number 1. I don't know what the fuck that website was that everyone kept parroting. I've never heard of it before. League NBA Award.com. I've never heard of that shit before. SGA is now winning MVP. I'm telling you right now. Unless he has an insane like final 10 games, then maybe it's possible. I would be absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. Yeah, I think it's Jokic. But if Luka gets to 5 or 6, then it becomes 50 wins becomes interesting. I would say 90% Jokic right now, maybe 7 Luka, 3 Shea would be my. No chance, Anthony Edwards. He has no actual real argument. He has no actual real argument.